The Loveland Frogman goes official. Ancient death jars from an unknown people. A beast crawling onto the shores of Alcatraz, and hungry sharks on every side of you.
Get comfortable. Turn off the lights. It's Monthly Spooky.
Welcome back, my spookies. It is indeed that time of the month. It's time for Monthly Spooky. I'm, of course, your host, Henrique Couto, here with my good buddy and co-host, Michelle. Michelle, how are you?
I don't know, but just things.
I think you're like, skip me. Go to the next person.
Yeah.
Michelle did what I call chelling it, which is where right before you start doing something, she tells you something really, really sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to go about your business.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you guys it because it's too sad.
It's way too sad.
Yeah.
And it's not spooky in that spooky way.
Yeah.
It's more scary in that scary way.
Yes.
That's what I think anyway.
Okay.
But how are you other than the devastating things that you tell me when we're not recording?
I don't know. It's been stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I've had kind of a nutty week as well. My home away from home convention, my movie convention that basically raised me, that I've been going to since I was 13 years old, announced that they're shuttering their doors. That's it. There's no more con.
Yeah.
And it was called Cinema Wasteland. I loved Wasteland. I had a very complicated relationship with it, which I feel like you have with anything you've been around for 25-ish years or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was winding down, but I wasn't expecting them to say, "Hey, last month's show, that was the last show. Peace out." I thought after how the prior show had not been very well attended, I kind of thought they were going to be like, "Well, we're doing the go away Wasteland show. We're going to do a go away." Cause I do think if they had announced "Hey, this is the last one," they would have had a boost in attendance for that last one.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that it would have been a nice send-off in that way. But I also get it. I mean, they've been doing it for 25 years or so, or it's more than that. I think it's a lot. They've done a lot of them. And, if they want to chill out on it, that's fine. But it did a few things. It made me feel old, which is always fun. It made me nostalgic because the last few shows were really... The last 5 shows were really weird for me because I would have less and less physical media to sell.
Yeah.
But physical media sells less and less in general, movies, DVDs, Blu-rays. So, but also when I first started doing conventions, every penny was so vital.
Mm-hmm.
I needed every dime to survive. And then one day I would be stressing out at a show and I'd realize, this is very little of my income. This is a drop in the bucket compared to streaming revenue and then eventually podcasting revenue and things like that. So then I had to try to rework the show as a fun thing I do that earns a little bit of money, but also gets the word out and I get to be around all my friends.
Mm-hmm. Because
I've been doing that show so long. There are people I've known, more than half my life that I only see there.
Wow.
Twice a year.
Wow.
So it's odd. It's an odd feeling. So it made me kind of sad. And then also, on top of that, we had the big drop last Wednesday of episode 400 of WeeklySpooky, which I'm very, very, very proud of. And we've gotten so much awesome feedback and comments, and I'm floored by everybody's reaction. And if you haven't listened to it yet, I really recommend you do. Episode 400, final broadcast. Basically what I did was I did a recreation of a paranormal talk radio AM show, but with a big twist and a bunch of things happening. And it was awesome because it kind of had like, it kind of filled like a fantasy of mine, which is of being that person, that radio, late night radio person. It was a really cool experience. And my buddy Dwayne Whitaker, who people may know from Pulp Fiction, Devil's Rejects, From Dusk Till Dawn, Texas Blood Money. I mean, he's been in a ton of great movies. He guest starred on it, which was also just really, really cool because I had one role that I needed to be like super, super intense and honest and phenomenally performed. And Dwayne is a consummate actor. I mean, he teaches actors at this point in his career. He's a teacher as well as a character actor. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I do something I've never done before and just pick up the phone and call literally the best actor I have the phone number of and just ask.
Yeah.
So I did. And it turned out awesome. And he was fascinated by the whole process because he's a caller. You know, it's a radio show where people call in. So literally, I told, he was like, well, I just got to figure out how am I going to do that, record that. I was like, oh, no, you're just going to call me on the phone and we'll just do the scene and we'll, work through it. And he was like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I called, he was like, let me just find the quietest place in the house to sit. So, and we only had one take get blown because like a big truck, did that thing where they were really loud for a second, like changing gears or whatever it's called. Not changing. They do a thing. I forget what it's called. I had a buddy. I used to live with a buddy, I used to work on a film with a buddy who, he knew that sound. Like he worked with trucks and he would say like, cause I would say, is that an airplane? He'd be like, no, it's a truck doing something or other. It involves like it's like shifting in some weird way or something. I don't know, but it was a really cool experience and, I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, but yeah, it was interesting getting to kind of live that fantasy a little bit because I had been toying with the idea of doing like a paranormal AM radio style show, but not real, but it was a narrative for a while, but I could never come up with anything that stuck. Of course, originally I wanted it to be an ongoing thing too. So it was kind of interesting to wind up there. And I want to say an extra special thank you to you, Michelle, because you were kind enough to be reading the pages of the script as I was writing them, which really helped to have that immediate feedback.
Oh, well, I'm that's nice that you think that I contributed it something, I think.
You also listened to it right when it was done too.
Yeah, I did while I was pulling weeds outside.
I mean, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
So before we take a break and get into the news, that's something I want to mention real quick. Whenever somebody goes, I've noticed this, that often when people go into a field or an art form or whatever, they have like something that they kind of dreamed about doing in it. But, but then and it's not like your dreams are crushed kind of thing, but it's like, as time goes on, it's like, well, that doesn't really make sense given what I do or how I do it or yada, yada, yada. My favorite example of that is there's a longstanding joke that all rock stars want to be comedians and all comedians want to be rock stars.
Yeah.
So like, you put a rock star on the mic and they start telling jokes. You put a comedian on the mic and they try to like get the crowd all amped up and you're like, what the hell? Do you have any of that? Did you have like any ways you wanted to be or things you really looked up to that you thought you were going to do specifically in the arts or performance or anything that, or were you just always, you're kind of a space alien already.
Yeah. I don't know. There's probably a lot of things actually, just tons and tons of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Like what? Like you wanted to be like Elvis?
Yeah. I thought that was cool. No, I didn't know. Like be on the radio or have a show
as a disc jockey.
Yeah, well, yes.
Oh,
but then also have a song on the radio as well.
Oh, of course, sure.
And I don't know. There's actually like tons of things. Yeah,
I didn't know that at all. I for some reason I thought you were like, nope, what I want is what I want. I'm completely unfazed by the outside world.
Well, this is in my entire life. So I was younger. I don't actually, because a lot of times I don't even know. Yeah, no, I don't really know what I want. I'm just doing the things.
Sure,
for the most
of course.
part.
I think we're all kind of doing that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Now I feel self-conscious and confused.
Good. That's actually what it's supposed to do. Especially when you bring up, like, what's the thing you always kind of wanted to do when you're already doing the things you wanted that you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, oh, well, if I had, because I mean, like, for me, one of them, I mean, I one of the big ones that I never got to do was be that, like, voice on AM radio.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that would be really cool. To be that AM radio guy, because I used to listen to AM radio when I was a kid, and not just coast to coast. Ironically enough, I was really into listening to the Truckin' Bozo. He was a truck driving show, based out of Cincinnati, and I didn't know that show ended up going, like, national, and he got inducted into the Broadcaster Hall of Fame and stuff.
Wow.
So, like, it was actually, like, a big show. I had no idea, because he ran it kind of different. He ran it as, like, a show for truck drivers to kind of keep each other entertained. So people would call in, and there were people who were regulars that called in, and they were all, truck drivers. But I really enjoyed that show when I was a kid. I would just I had this little bike radio that I used to, like, lay in bed, and I would just tune through and just find whatever. And the memory is more exciting than the reality. The reality is I almost never found anything that interesting. It's mostly, like, classical music or something. But every now and then you'd hear, like, a voice on there, and you'd just start listening and be like, what is this? And, if it was coast to coast, you would be like, oh, cool, this is creepy and also kind of reckless, and everybody's kind of insane. But what a charm it has. So, yeah, that was kind of mine, especially with podcasting. I'd always wanted to kind of be a radio host. When I did my first podcast forever ago, it turned into being a live stream when live streams were still in their infancy. And that was, like, I straight up wanted to have a radio show. I mean, that was what I wanted. We even took 10-minute breaks every hour, like, it was very... or every 40 minutes. I forget now. It was a long time ago, but we took 10-minute breaks, because for a while we even did, like, a very radio style thing. We did what we called the big ass weekend show, and it was 3 hours.
Wow.
But we would take breaks. It was during the brief periods when I had a co-host, because that was the big problem I had, was that it was always just me. And it was hard to find a co-host. But yeah, so that was kind of always my little, like, silly dream in the space. And then as time went on, I got into reading scary stories, and then immediately, just about 10 years after I started reading scary stories on recordings, I was like, I should do a podcast of this. It's still one of those things that doesn't make any sense in my brain, like how I didn't think of that sooner, how I didn't think, like, with how much I wanted to have a podcast but didn't have an idea. But then I would record these, like, scary stories either for Chilling Tales for Dark Nights or for my CD compilations. Looking back, I'm like, how did I never think, like, this should just be the podcast? But I mean, to this day, people will hear I have a podcast and they're like, oh, can I be a guest? And I'm like, well, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't do that at all. And they always think it's a talk show. You want to tell them, like, we do scary stories. They're like, oh, cool. So, like, is it on YouTube? And I'm like, well, yeah, but it's just, like, it's not really visual, because it's just telling stories. Like, oh, so it's just audio. And I'm like, oh God, I feel so old, because the term podcast was originally about the technology. It wasn't a shorthand term for people talking on the internet to each other, whether it's a video on YouTube or whatever. It was literally how you got the show was the podcast technology, the RSS feed, and the yada, yada, yada. I have done a great job of making sure nobody will stick around for the next part by talking about dirty junk. But when we come back, we're going to get into the news, and also, Chell, our topic, because it is Memorial Day.
Is that the one?
When this airs, this is Memorial Day. Our topic is going to be the USS Indianapolis.
What's it doing?
Well, it sinks, but that's only half the story.
Oh.
You've never heard of the USS Indianapolis?
I probably have. There are a lot of ships that have names that are like parts of the country or cities or states and shit. I don't know.
Jeez, Chell. Okay, well, did you ever see Jaws? Oh my God! How did you not see Jaws? How do you not know if you saw Jaws?
Jaws. I guess.
Do you remember the scene where he tells the story while they're in the boat at night?
No.
You're a jerk.
Sorry.
I think you're just doing this to be mean.
I mean, not really, but maybe. But I'm not sure.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. We're back, and now it's time for the spooky news.
The spooky news.
This first one involves my home state of Ohio.
Oh.
You don't want to, you don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, I guess it's fine. Whatever.
Gosh. I feel like the only reason you want to hate on Ohio is because Ohio was nice to you.
I mean, that could be the case, but Ohio has also not been nice to me, too. So.
More, is it really even, though?
No, it's not really even.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Really, just Columbus was lame, right?
No, I mean, I had problems in Dayton. You know the song.
Oh, yeah. That's fair. Well, fair enough. I'm sorry my friendship couldn't combat a stranger's rudeness from a car.
It was really rude.
It is rude. I mean, I've literally had people yell stuff like that at me years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like 20 years ago, but still.
Yeah.
Anyway, this headline's from statenews.org. And it reads, "Move over Bigfoot. There's a move afoot to make the Frogman the official state cryptid."
I didn't know you guys had a Frogman.
The Loveland Frogman has been exploding in popularity.
Ah, okay.
Have you heard the term Loveland Frogman and just didn't know Loveland was in Ohio?
I think so. Like, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, Loveland's actually not far from here.
Oh.
Yeah, and Frogman is like exploding in popularity. It's been fascinating to witness. West Virginia has the Mothman, Michigan has the Dogman, and Ohio has the Frogman and Bigfoot and the Lake Erie monster Bessie. What Ohio doesn't have is an official state cryptid, but that may soon change. While it may not be real, how do you know? Representative Gene Schmidt, Republican Loveland, and Representative Tristan Rader, Democrat Lakewood, are talking about the Frogman. Frogman is bringing the political parties together.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Good work, guys. Quote, "Legend has it there's a frog the size of a man that haunts or visits the Loveland area," Rader said. "Some say it's a little shorter, around 4 feet tall. Still a pretty big frog, don't you think?"
I mean, I guess.
Oh, you feel like it's not even worth being a cryptid if it's only 4 feet tall?
It's just a large frog. So
that ain't no frog, man.
This is the frog.
But Schmidt said in 2016 a police officer spotted it, and a couple weeks later, quote, "another police officer spotted the same thing along the river and shot and killed it."
Oh yeah? So where's the body?
To continue the quote, "The myth never died because people say they've seen it." Yeah, where's the body?
Where's the body?
Where's the body?
Also, did they have body cams on? Can I see it?
This was 2016, so that's probably not likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have to look it up. Was a frogman killed? Why did it autofill in Dayton, Ohio?
Because this.
Oh gosh! It was I looked up frogmen and it thinks I mean people who are like in the Navy SEALs.
Oh.
Wait, so the original 1972 police report.
Oh.
Okay, so in 2016, the 1972 report came out.
Oh, whatever. So the frog's probably been dead for like 30 years.
Well, assuming there's only one and it's not frogmen.
Just a really big frog.
Hold on. I got to make sure I'm not getting... okay, so according to Wikipedia, which is only vaguely more possibly trustworthy than Google, after the incident, it was identified that the creature that the cop shot was a large iguana missing its tail.
Aww.
I mean, I like iguanas. I feel bad for the iguana. But I understand why the cop may have been startled in 1972 when an out-of-context iguana was just on the loose.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not supposed to kill things just because we don't understand them.
No, we're supposed to kill them because they're invasive.
Well, I don't think iguanas can survive in Ohio.
No. But I don't think he could have recognized it was an iguana. Hence why he thought it was a frogman of some sort.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, this is all speculation because that's all we have in the realm of cryptids, is some good fun speculation. Okay, so, another police officer spotted the same thing. I guess he was referring to back in the past. In the quote, the bipartisan lawmakers said Frogman has become a Loveland legend. Quote, it's become such a myth and legend that there are now even a festival dedicated to Frogman, Rader said. Schmidt said it's a huge draw and attracts vendors who make fun events for families. Quote, they sell knickknacks and things, and they have little parades for kids and stuff. I love quotes because they really point out how when we're speaking casually, we do not speak in proper sentences at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's easy to not realize that because you're just talking. All of this for a mythical creature. And while Kermit the Frog might think it's not easy being green, great copy, Rader said Frogman has brought in the green. Oh, it got worse.
Aww.
Quote, what is real is the tourism dollars they bring to our state and the economic activity that stimulates our economy here, Rader said. So, real quick, is it tourist or tourist? How do you say tourist?
I don't know without saying it. I'm scared. Tourist? Tourist? I don't know. Tourist? Tourist?
So I say tourist, but if I am you look like you're losing it.
Yeah.
But if I'm speaking in a long thing, like just now, it's very easy for me to say tourist instead because it flows very well. A tourist. But I wouldn't say, that is a tourist. I would say, that is a tourist. But if I was like, as the people were heading out into the blah, 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 realizing this was a tourist destination that they would like to be at, it just kind of comes out as tourist instead of tourist. Yeah,
I don't know what I say, and now I'm never going to know because I'm always going to be thinking about it every time I talk.
It's like when you realize you can choose to breathe or not, but, if you stop thinking about it, you'll breathe anyway.
Yeah, but you're not sure.
You just have to try not to think about it.
Because you can't. Now I have to think about breathing for the rest of the show.
Good. Quote, Schmidt said her favorite ice cream joint even got in on the Frogman follies. Quote, I was getting my shake and I noticed they have a Frogman Sundae, Schmidt said, noting it was part of a contest between ice creams named after various cryptids.
Wow. That's weird. I can't imagine they taste good. I mean, I'm sure they do, but if we're really going to be in the spirit of what a cryptid would taste like.
I mean, have you ever had frog? Because frog is delicious.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Frog is very good.
Ice cream frogs?
Well, I mean, I would eat frog ice cream, but that's because I just like frog. But I imagine Frogman would be much like the coconut crab. Not coconut crab. Yeah, coconut crab. Which is the giant crabs that look like they're friggin' the size of dogs.
Okay.
They taste awful. That's how cruel nature is. That it's we'll give you a crab that big and then it doesn't cook up good.
Yeah.
That's so cruel because literally I want a crab leg the size of like 3 fingers. Like, I want that. I want to crack that open and, but no. Nature is cruel. So I bet the frogman wouldn't even taste good.
Yeah.
So since Frogman is such a big deal, the lawmakers have united in a bipartisan effort to make Frogman the state's official cryptid. But Mike Polk, a comedian and commentator on WKYC TV in Cleveland, said there could be some big competition. Quote, I think it should be up to the people, he joked. I don't think that should be done in smoke-filled back rooms. I love that. This shouldn't be decided by a bunch of old white men.
Yeah.
And a woman, apparently. I think is one of those. I should know some of my representatives, but I don't. And I'll keep it that way. That's because in Northern Ohio, Polk said many people back a different cryptid, Bigfoot. I mean, we've had a lot of Bigfoot sightings in that part of Ohio very recently, like in the last month or two.
Really?
A lot. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm shocked you haven't heard about it. Like, well, we did cover it last month that there were like five or six major sightings all in one cluster.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Quote, you might have heard we were swamped in about mid-March with the number of Bigfoot sightings, Polk said. I think there were 7 within 5 days, mostly in the Portage County area and in Mantua area. It's and into the woods around that. See, there you go.
Fine.
Quote, Ohio has the 4th most sightings of Bigfoot of all the 50 states after California, Washington, and Florida.
Huh. Interesting.
So California and Florida, I would write off as just being highly densely populated states. Like, although I'm surprised Jersey isn't in there, but like, I'm just saying, like, I get why they're like the most is my point.
Because there's a lot of people there. Yeah.
And then Washington, they have those incredible forests. So,
I mean, Florida also does have the Everglades, which is...
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So my point is, I think Ohio sticks out in that list as being a little bit more of an average place.
Maybe.
Although, I mean, well, Portage County and stuff, it is beautiful out there. Anyway. If you're wondering why state lawmakers are talking about mythical creatures when there's a public outcry for them to do something about high property taxes and affordability issues, Schmidt said, quote, I can chew gum and walk at the same time. This is why I don't like politicians.
Because they can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
No, I've seen them fall.
Yeah.
She said lawmakers are working on property taxes and capital budget. Besides, quote, sometimes you got to have a little fun in what you're doing. I disagree. I pay your salary. No fun.
Yeah.
Have fun on your own time. You already don't work full time. They're off like 5 months out of the year or something.
Do the important stuff. We can talk about cryptids later.
Well, Ohio, that property tax debate is getting contentious. They just announced a new law they're recommending, which would like give refunds to people on their property taxes if it's been too high. And everybody's angry because they're like, oh, this is just them trying to shut up the people who want to completely abolish the property tax. So that made me nervous because I thought the abolishing the property tax thing was over. And now I'm like, I don't know. They're sounding like they're scared. So maybe it could still happen.
I don't know.
Probably not. But if it does, I'll never let you forget it.
No.
I'm just saying. So, but we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about UFOs right after this. Well, Chell.
Yes.
Do you believe the truth is out there?
I mean, in a sense, yes, I believe that the truth is somewhere and that maybe we could find it. It definitely exists.
In a sense, the truth exists?
Yes. It's out somewhere.
I don't know if you've been hearing rumbles about this, but I've been hearing rumbles about this, and I feel bad because it's kind of just become noise over the last 6 or 7 years. But this is theguardian.com. The headline is Pentagon releases first batch of previously secret files documenting reports of UFOs.
Yeah, I heard that it happened, and I was like, I'm so busy.
It's like, did we talk about the space launch? How they had to like market it? I think we might have talked about that on here.
We did. I knew about it, but
yeah, I had no idea.
Not.
But it just blew my mind. The idea, it's like somebody was like, we need to get people to care about human beings going into space past the moon. That's how overstimulated we are as a species. That we need like great photography to care about people going into space.
Yeah.
But they keep releasing these Pentagon files or these UFO declassified things, and then you'll hear like rumbles from some incurably insane person on the internet who's been dead for months saying like, they said that aliens are real, or they said that they have alien bodies, and then you never hear anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, because they killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went back in time and killed their parents, so now they don't exist, but through a glitch in the Matrix, their Reddit account is still there.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
The Pentagon on Friday released an initial group of previously secret files documenting reports of UFOs, a move sought for decades by some. Quote, "These files, hidden behind classifications, have long fueled justified speculation, and it's time the American people see it for themselves," Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, said in a statement posted on X. Among the highlights is Apollo 11 astronaut Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, telling a 1969 debrief of seeing a, quote, "sizable object close to the lunar surface and a, quote, fairly bright source the crew felt could be a laser."
Okay.
I don't know why you went straight to laser, but
yeah.
Sure. I mean, it could be a laser, like as in like, to detect things or scan things, not a weaponized laser.
Yeah, there's all sorts of lasers.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many kinds of lasers. You know what's funny is I heard, I forget what, I was listening to something, they were talking about how when they were picking the astronauts for Apollo, for who was going to walk on the moon first, that they didn't pick Neil Armstrong because he was the best or the smartest, but because they knew he could handle it, like the fame.
Oh, okay.
That it was because his personality was such that they felt he would not like go insane and when he got home and became like one of the most famous human beings to ever live instantly. And I was like, I don't know. And then I thought about Buzz Aldrin and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's good. Cause if Buzz had been, that would have been bad. Cause he's gotten into all kinds of trouble. And I feel like Neil Armstrong's been chill. Do you think the conversation was like, Buzz is like Neil's pretty calm. He's got a good demeanor. Or do you think the conversation was, all right, he is so painfully autistic, this won't even faze him. It's fine. Like he just wants to talk about rockets.
Yeah, I think it was the first one. Sorry.
I'd like to think it was the second one, but fair enough. Alongside numerous written reports is a collection of video files from military cameras around the globe. Objects filmed include a football-shaped object spotted over East China Sea in 2022, and there's footage recorded in the last few years of dots moving erratically and at different speeds over Iraq, Syria, and the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, dots.
Dots. I've always said like dots are what we need to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
The release follows a directive from Donald Trump in February for federal agencies to begin identifying, declassifying, and releasing government files related to unidentified flying objects, now known as unidentified anomalous phenomena. It's never going to catch on. Stop trying to make UAPs happen. It's not going to happen. It's UFO or bust, dude.
There are plenty of people that use UAP.
Yeah, but that's because they think they're supposed to.
Yeah.
They're being forced.
Probably.
They're being socially conditioned.
Yeah.
This would have been a great rant to put into episode 400. That would have been such a great rant for that. Just him saying UAPs, that's a psyop. That is a psyop. And the possibility of alien life beyond Earth. The move, the U.S. president said at the time, was, quote, based on tremendous interest shown. Man, even without doing his voice, it's the president. Tremendous.
Yeah.
By the public, and reflected renewed appetite for information about the government's knowledge of and perceived involvement in programs tracking and even housing supposed aliens and their spacecraft.
Yeah.
You got nothing about that?
I have a lot of things, and I've decided I'm not going to say any of them.
Oh. Thanks for the heads up. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I mean, tremendous. All of a sudden, everyone's like, let's talk. No, that's not happening. But okay, let's just
All right.
pretend that that's happening.
Okay.
Because obviously, when this all came out, no one even reacted to it. So,
Yeah, that's fair point. Last month, Jared Isaacman, the new NASA administrator, gave the drive for greater transparency at the agency more credence by stating the space agency planned missions to space, at least in part because of the possible existence of extraterrestrial alien life forms. And when that didn't improve their television ratings, they knew nothing would.
yeah.
Quote, the odds that we will find something at some point to suggest that we are not alone are pretty high, he told NBC's Meet the Press. I mean, higher than staying in Sheboygan, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, though. And I do like Sheboygan. Nothing against it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't know. Maybe right place, right time, Sheboygan. Just that's when you find out.
That needs to be the motto on their billboard. Right place, right time, Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Even so, the first batch of 162 files released on Friday, incorporating hundreds of pages on a monochrome new Defense Department website, offered little new or conclusive evidence. Imagine.
Yeah.
The Pentagon statement said, quote, can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files. They include old State Department cables, FBI documents and transcripts. It says cables. I don't know what that,
Yeah, I don't know.
FBI documents and transcripts from NASA's crewed flights into space. Other pages, stretching back decades, feature ambiguous eyewitness accounts of encounters with or alleged sightings of UFOs. For example, one previous confidential 1947 report from Air Defense Command headquarters in New York features an account by the pilot and navigator of a Pan American World Airways Constellation aircraft who said they momentarily sighted a mystery, quote, bright orange object in the sky.
That would be nice.
Oh, you're like, what's an orange object? Is it orange objects?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but still, I bet it's wonderful, whatever it is.
The object was visible for only seconds, then disappeared quickly behind a cloud and was not seen again, the crew members said. Easy come, easy go.
I guess so.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll talk about some FBI interviews that are more modern, involving UFOs and not UAPs, because it's not a thing. I don't care. You can't make it happen. Right after this. We're back and getting into some of the nitty-gritty of these declassified documents, I guess. And whatever cables are. It said cables in there, and that really confused me.
Maybe they were literal cables. And we're just... I don't know why they released them or where they were, how you can get them. But...
or why they were unreleased in the first place.
Yes. Well, cables.
The object... Oh, I read that part. A more recent document details an FBI interview with someone identified as a drone pilot who, in September of 2023, reported seeing a linear object with a light bright enough to, quote, see bands within the light in the sky.
Oh.
Well, if he saw it through a drone, then that makes sense because cameras do that sometimes. Especially with LED lighting. Quote, the object was visible for 5 to 10 seconds and then the light went out and the object vanished, according to the FBI interview.
Okay.
Aldrin, we're back to crazy old Buzz Aldrin. Aldrin, meanwhile, was not the only astronaut to report a strange occurrence. A NASA photograph from the Apollo 17 mission in 1972 shows 3 dots. We're back to dots.
Yeah, dots.
In a triangular formation. The Pentagon, in an accompanying caption, said, we have more sides than a triangle. We don't fear it. Oh, that's not what it said. Quote, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly, but that a new preliminary analysis indicated that it could be, quote, a physical object.
I do want to say, though, because this pisses me off,
Yeah.
anytime you have 3 dots, they're basically in a triangle. I don't...
Yeah, you're right.
So that doesn't mean that much to me?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 3 dots pretty much always makes a triangle.
Yeah.
I hate when you're right, but you're right.
Mm.
Yeah. Numerous other pages recount similar but unproven accounts of sudden, brief, or unexpected phenomena witnessed in the sky. The Pentagon called Friday's publication of the documents an initial release in partnership with multiple federal entities, including the White House, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Energy Department, the FBI, and NASA. Why not bring in everybody? You should bring in Parks and Wildlife too. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pizza party.
Yeah.
Quote, while all the files have been reviewed, additional files will be released by the Department of War on a rolling basis, the Pentagon said, using the unofficial name of the Defense Department. Why'd you even have to say using the unofficial? Just like say they said. Like, because we all know that it's like all this naming stuff. I just don't care. Like, I don't want to support it. I don't want to fight it. I just don't care. If they want to call it Department of War, neat. I don't care. I really don't care.
So that's okay, but UAP isn't okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I am completely consistent on this.
Okay. Good. Also.
Yes.
I thought about it for another minute, and you could have 3 dots in a line and it wouldn't be a triangle. That's the only other way.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you weren't totally right, but good on you for realizing that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm glad you could share that with all of us. Quote, while all the files have been reviewed for security purposes, many of the materials have not yet been analyzed for resolution of any anomalies, it conceded. Despite Friday's hyped release, the policy of the Defense Department drip feeding information to the public is not new. In 2024, a Pentagon report concluded there was no evidence of extraterrestrial activity and that most sightings were weather-related or misidentified balloons, birds, or satellites. That'd be a great name for a band, Balloons, Birds, or Satellites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Balloons, birds, or satellites. Thank goodness they're not still leaning into the swamp gas thing. That was such a copy, like lame claim that literally wasn't true. They just were trying to make stuff up that's where that original trope came from. Could be swamp gas. They were just saying whatever to shut people up.
Well,
swamp gas.
I mean, I get it.
Which part?
The whole thing, all of it, every single part of it.
Lucky.
Yeah.
I wish I was that smart.
No, I just get the big picture.
Damn, Chell is on one today.
Sorry.
People love when Salty Chell rears her head.
No.
Salty Chell is on the loose, kids. Oh, yeah.
No.
Earlier the same year, a separate report published by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office said the government was not, and never had been, secretly hiding alien technology or extraterrestrial beings from the public, and that a rumored facility in the New Mexico desert purportedly housing alien beings and spacecraft was a hoax. Okay, but you didn't have to, just the fact that you didn't say Area 51 when we all know Area 51 is there.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help.
Yeah. If it's really not aliens in there, just let us in. Let us in.
Okay,
right
I wasn't initially going that far, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that they said a rumored facility in the New Mexico desert. It's like, no, Area 51 is there.
Yeah.
The Russians took photos of it.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, Area 51 is there. I don't think there's probably alien spacecraft there, but they're probably doing other secret stuff.
Yeah. Let us see it.
That's my favorite scene in Independence Day is when what's his name? The lead actor in Independence Day. I can't believe I'm not remembering his name.
Oh.
The one who hit Chris Rock in front of everybody.
Oh, Will Smith?
Will Smith. Well, jeez, that was my worst brain fart of the day. Will Smith lands on his parachute and he beats up the alien, and then he's walking along, and all those RVs pull up on the salt flats.
Mhm.
And he shows them the map and he says, like, take us here. There'll be a military Air Force base right there that'll take us in. And he was like, there's no base on the map. And he just goes, don't worry, it's there. I just always thought that was some fun, charming moments. Don't worry, it's there. They all pull up on Area 51. But also it made it, that worked for me because Area 51 is so not a secret, even if they're pretending it's a secret.
Yeah.
It followed a claim by a former U.S. intelligence official and whistleblower, David Grush, that the U.S. government conducted a multi-decade secret UFO program that found non-human beings. See, that's what I remember people were talking about the most that seemed crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is the guy dead? Is he dead? Nope. Then I don't think he knew anything.
Oh. Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist. I dabble at best. So, but we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about a death jar.
Okay.
Right after this. Chell?
Yeah?
What's your favorite death jar?
Oh. I like the one that's got like a shape, like these kind of shapes. I don't know how you explain that. It's big and then it gets bigger at the bottom, and I like it because it's like one of those ones that has the like multicolored glass. Like it looks got little dots of blue in it.
You've never seen a death jar before, have you?
I don't know what a death jar is.
I just wanted you to like me.
I was just thinking about a pretty jar.
Which I bet made your day a little nicer, at least.
I guess.
You're
but
like,
I'll never
"Man, what a
really
cool
have
jar."
that jar.
Don't say that. You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure I do.
We never know what the future holds.
I mean, I do.
Oh, shit. Could you answer some questions I have after the show?
No, I'm not allowed to.
Oh, man, not again. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Fine. This is from LiveScience or LiveScience.com. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
The headline is 1,200-year-old giant death jar in Laos contains generations of human skeletons.
Uh-huh.
What did you think it was going to say?
Death of death?
Oh, it's just a death jar full of death?
That's what it sounds like it's full of, so yeah.
Death jar full of death, death jar full of death. Death jar. Yeah, another good name for a band, Death Jar.
Yeah.
The large death jar called Jar 1 is also the first of its kind on record to contain undisturbed human remains. I mean, till now, I guess.
Yeah.
The excavation team reported in a new study. Thousands of centuries-old death jars have been found in Southeast Asia over the decades. And while researchers suspected that the vessels may have been used for burials, there was no solid evidence for that until now.
Oh, okay.
This is another one I struggle with. Sometimes I say burial and sometimes I say burial. Although I mostly say burial.
Definitely burial.
But sometimes burial feels more natural. Because it's like buried.
Buried?
Buried.
Buried?
You know what? That made sense. And then the moment I put it out there, it does not. I'm not even defending that one. I'm wrong. I have no idea why sometimes I say burial.
Huh. Interesting.
Because I don't say bury. I say bury.
Yeah.
Bury, buried. Yeah. So that. I'm just wrong. That's just a broken part of my brain.
That's okay.
Maybe. Quote, it is among the largest jars currently known in Laos, study co-author, I can't talk at all, Nicholas Scopel, an archaeologist at James Cook University in Australia, told LiveScience or LiveScience in an email. With unusually thick walls, a broad base, and a bowl-like appearance, quote, combined with the extraordinary quantity of human remains inside, Jar 1 currently stands apart from other jars excavated in Laos, he said. Scopel and colleagues published their findings on May 19th in the Journal of Antiquity.
Okay, what is the jar made out of?
Jar stuff.
Oh, because I want to know.
Stone.
Oh.
Yeah, it's made of stone.
That's pretty good. What kind of stone?
I mean, whatever Laotian stone is.
Oh.
I mean, I'll show you an image, but it doesn't really get across that much.
It really doesn't. It just looks like a pit.
You see a bunch of bones and some walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got right now as far as death jars go. If there's a better image, I'll show it to you. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is a smaller jar.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's like a stone cylinder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that makes vaguely more sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, that makes sense. That does sound more like a tomb now that I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
So let's see. The researchers excavated a large stone vessel. This is how it always happens. We ask a question and then it's answered in the next line.
Mm-hmm.
Or we go off on how can they not tell us this? And then the next line they tell us that.
Yeah.
That's why when you go on a tirade about that, I immediately read ahead to see if it's going to be really funny or not. The large stone vessel at Site 75 on the mysterious Plain of Jars, a landscape in Zhangjiang Plateau of northern Laos that consists of more than 2,000 hollowed-out stone jars used in ancient burial rituals over the course of at least a millennium. So they found this one in a place full of jars, which I guess would make sense that you would then find more jars.
Like a cemetery.
Yeah, like a cemetery. If only we had a word for that.
No. Like a graveyard?
Okay, I like that. You're doing all right this time.
Oh.
This time. The jars range in size from about 3.3 to 10 feet tall and were constructed along trade routes that were heavily used between 500 BC and 500 AD.
Did they just dump the bodies when they're trading? They're like, oh, the dead person. Let's put him in the jar.
Well, here's the thing. Little is known about the civilization that made the jars or their exact purpose. So the civilization that had this ritual, there's no info about them.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, 500 BC is a long time ago.
I guess.
Look, for the Jews, you're like, that's normal. But for everybody else, that's a really long time, okay?
Fine. Okay.
Gosh. Just saying.
Fine.
Hey, I go to Seder. You guys are talking about stuff from a really long time ago, like it's totally normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Jeez.
While excavating the 6.7-foot wide jar at Site 75, the researchers were surprised by the sheer number of human bones inside the vessel, and by the fact that the bones came from select parts of decomposed individuals.
Okay, that's weird.
For example, skulls were placed along the edges of the jar, while arm and leg bones were bunched together, hinting that the jar was not the primary burial location. Also present in the jar were multicolored glass beads, kind of like what you were saying.
Sort of.
Many of which were manufactured in India.
Whoa.
That's interesting. Radiocarbon dating of several teeth from the jar produced an even bigger surprise, a series of dates much more recent than expected.
Well, that's when they said India, it's like they're going back and forth between places, or what's happening here?
Well, that's not entirely uncommon. Laos isn't that far from modern day India. Granted, there was no India, in this time period. I mean, it was Hindustan and a bunch of other things. The bones of the people who ranged in age from young children to adults were placed in the jar at several times between 890 and 1660. I'm guessing they mean AD because that would be more recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quote, the current evidence suggests this was a collective mortuary space used repeatedly over generations, potentially by extended family or community groups, Scopel said. That makes sense. That's what I was thinking too, is it was some kind of communal grave spot. More research is needed to better understand who the people were. Quote, ancient DNA will hopefully allow us to investigate biological relationships between individuals, he said. We have not yet completed the ancient DNA analysis, although this is one of the major next steps in the process. I don't know why I can't read anymore. I used to be able to read.
They're very similar looking words.
So. And I was never that good of a reader. Like, we'll be real. So.
No.
Well, when we get back, Chell, we're going to do one of our classic hilarious animal stories. Because it's not about a dog. See, okay. I'm broken. But we're going to talk about that right after this. All right, Chell, it's time for a somewhat feel-good or kind of cool animal story. Because I love that these always creep into the show.
Yeah.
They're usually lighter. And this one I thought sounded kind of badass.
Okay.
HuffingtonPost.com reports, headline, Male Coyote Stuns Biologists by Swimming 2 miles to Alcatraz Island.
Oh, wow.
See?
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know much about Alcatraz?
I do.
I don't know how he got there. Not good. Like, they're really bad.
And also, why does he want to go to prison?
I mean, I'm guessing there's a female coyote there or something, just because they kept saying it's a male coyote in the headline, but I don't know.
I guess.
What was that?
Oh, I was just going to say, I guess we'll find out, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A lone coyote stunned biologists and others when it paddled its way to remote Alcatraz Island earlier this year, a former federal prison in the San Francisco Bay surrounded by swift, choppy waters notorious for thwarting prisoners' escapes. I don't say notorious. That was just a slip of the tongue.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
At the time, biologists guessed the coyote swam from San Francisco, which is a little over 1 mile from the fortress. But it turns out the male coyote actually made an even longer swim from nearby Angel Island, 2 miles away.
Did it fall in the water, or it literally just did this?
I don't know. Maybe it did it. Maybe coyotes are heading into their next level of evolution, so they're going to start doing stupid things just because they can, like humans.
Yeah, maybe.
Why you climb that mountain? Because it's there.
Yeah.
Quote, our working assumption was that the coyote made the swim from San Francisco because it is a significantly shorter distance. We couldn't help being impressed by his accomplishment in making it to Alcatraz. National Park Service wildlife ecologist Bill Merkel said in a Monday release titled, Alcatraz Coyote wasn't a city boy after all. Quote, I like that. See, this guy should be writing the copy, the cringe copy. His cringe copy would be way better than the cringe copy we see here all the time.
Yeah.
Quote, coyotes are known to be resilient and adaptable, and he certainly demonstrated those qualities, he said. Camilla Fox, founder and executive director of the nonprofit Project Coyote, said the coyote likely departed its home base in search of a mate or new territory to defend. She said coyotes, like wolves, do swim, although it's incredibly rare for humans to spot one doing so.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very self-conscious.
Yeah. They're like, I don't want anyone to see me swim. It's too
Honestly,
weird.
That's kind of how I am when I swim. I learned how to swim in my 30s, so I'm like, I don't want anybody to watch. I just want to swim when nobody's looking.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't want anybody to see my doggy paddle, ironically. Quote, we've never, ever heard such a story of a coyote making such a long journey in a pretty challenging ocean current, she said. Video from early January shows the coyote paddling in the chilly San Francisco Bay and then struggling to get onto the rocky island. It was followed by a January 24th visitor sighting and photographing. Biologists found fresh coyote tracks and scat, which they sent to the University of California, Davis for DNA analysis. Officials were stunned to learn the swimmer was part of the coyote population on Angel Island.
Wow.
Do you think he'd be like, Angel Island represent? Yeah. Like, do you think the other coyotes on Angel Island are like, hell yeah? Or do you think they're like, in Ohio, since we have the most astronauts, they're like, oh, great. People are just going to say that, like, you'll do anything to get away from Ohio, like go to space.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Angel Island Angel Island now, people are like, wow, it must be pretty bad. Coyotes are swimming 2 miles in the rough current.
To a prison.
The Park Service was prepared to capture and relocate the coyote because of Alcatraz's role as a seabird nesting habitat. That makes sense. But he has never again been spotted or caught on recording devices, and there is no evidence the coyote is still on the island.
Because he's a ghost coyote.
I'm saying it right now. In 13 months, he's gonna show up on the shore of South Korea.
Wow, that'd be
and people
cool.
are gonna be like, "Whoa, he's going for the long game."
Yeah,
that was the warm up. Was Alcatraz?
Yeah, he's just seeing how far he can swim.
Yeah, he just needed to get his gumption up, and now he's got confidence. He's ready. He's got his mojo.
Yeah.
Alcatraz Island became a federal prison in the 1930s, designed to house the worst criminals, but it closed in 1960s because its remoteness made it too costly to operate. Still, 36 men attempted 14 separate escapes from Alcatraz. Nearly all were caught or didn't survive the cold, swift current. In 1973, the island reopened as a park. I do remember here, I have heard stories about going on tours of Alcatraz.
I've been to Alcatraz.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that not the opening line of this whole thing?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of thought you knew.
I mean, maybe in the back of my mind, but what?
Yeah, it's a place, and you go there and go on a tour.
Did you like it? Was it fun?
It was okay. It was pretty good. It was a while ago. I kind of wish I went now instead,
Oh, so you could see a coyote?
Yeah.
Did you get any like a cheesy t-shirt? Like, I served time on the rock, or all I got for going to Alcatraz was this lousy t-shirt, or like I'm with stupid inmate. I don't know. I'm making these up completely off the top of my head. I'm not even trying.
I don't even know if there was a gift shop. I guess there was. I don't
There had
remember.
to be a gift shop at Alcatraz.
I mostly just remember going there on the boat and then also being there.
Okay. Fine, whatever. You don't want to I think you just don't want to share the awesomeness you had at Alcatraz. I think you're just hiding it.
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I'd like to go to more prisons and not be in them because I'm in trouble. So,
Angel Island is a separate state park which once served as a processing and detention center where Chinese and other unwanted immigrants were kept for a couple of days to months, even as long as 2 years.
So he's going from one thing where you detain people to another thing where you detain people.
All I'm picking up on is that San Francisco likes to do its dirty work hidden behind islands. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for coyotes to colonize Angel Island, but they persevered. Fox of Project Coyote said, she asks, there was no quotes over that. Thanks. Huffington Post. She asked that visitors to the island and other open spaces be mindful not to disturb coyote families and their dens, given that it is currently pup season. That's at least that ended on a cute note.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. Yeah, don't visit them, So I'm telling you, that coyote's going to come up on the shores. He's going to cross the Pacific.
Yeah.
You can count on it.
Yeah.
Well, when we come, how dare you? When we come back, we're going to head to mirror.co.uk for a headline and story that's stupid enough that it fits. So I felt like we should include it before we get to our topic right after this. And we're back.
Oh.
I did not accidentally hit the button. Leave me alone. Quit picking on me. This article's from mirror.co.uk. And we weren't going to have any stories from mirror.co.uk this month, which I think might have been the first.
Maybe.
But then I saw this and I was like, why not? Exclusive. 90s music icon Kenny Thomas dismissed poltergeist haunting before exorcism.
Wow, I guess.
Plus, you have your own opinions about exorcisms.
Yes. So maybe the ghost is okay because it didn't get exorcised, and he was just like, you gotta leave, and the ghost was like, okay.
Or because of the soothing classics of Kenny Thomas.
Maybe.
Which I have to be honest, I don't know his music at all.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, and I read like a couple of the song titles, and I don't know them either.
Oh.
So we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know, man. A 90s music icon had no choice but to book an exorcism at his home. Kenny Thomas, famed for his hits including Thinking About Your Love and Best of You. I don't know those songs. Has revealed that while his wife and children started noticing spooky things at his home, he was originally skeptical.
Of course he was. It's always nice when you're like, Dad, something is like attacking me, and your dad's like, I'm probably the wind.
That's just growing pains, kid. You're going through that. You're at that age. I just imagine he always has a toothpick, like he's just always like picking his teeth, like it's like he just ate dinner.
I like how we don't even know anything about this person, and that's
nothing.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping I'd recognize his song so I could like use his lyrics to make jokes. I don't recognize him at all.
Oh well.
But while his family had noticed the eerie goings-on, Kenny didn't experience nearly as much as they did. He noticed that his 2 dogs would constantly gaze into the corners of rooms and instantly start growling as though someone were there.
They do that, though.
Oh, I thought you'd be like, oh, that's drywall. That's a drywall problem.
Yeah. That's termites, actually. They see the termites.
The dogs hate termites.
Yeah.
Quote, I didn't know if there were noises coming from a neighbor or heating pipes, he said. Kenny went on to add that while his London home was warm, often with the fire on, a deathly chill would instantly engulf the property.
If there wasn't any heat on?
No, he says the fire was on.
Yeah, well, he
often
said...
Often with the fire on.
Okay, I read the comma in a different spot, so now
Or I read it, I guess, because I'm the one reading it out loud.
No, it was my brain read it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for covering for me for once.
You're welcome.
Despite initially not believing that his home was haunted, there is one day which will forever be etched in his mind. There were so many ads after that. I thought that was the end of the article, and I was going to be like, well, that just sums up our relationship with mirror.co.uk perfectly. Quote, my wife was out and my daughter was upstairs. We had only had our first baby, a baby, who was in the cot upstairs, he said. Kenny was in the kitchen at the time when the cooker, which was nowhere near him, but was closed. That's a really weird way to say it.
Yeah.
He says that the cooker would take some force to get closed. He went on to explain that Angela, his daughter, was, quote, fast asleep. There was no crying. Okay. Oh, I think he's talking about the little baby, I hope. His 11-year-old daughter, she was not crying. No, what did people tell you? Because they were lying. But he instantly knew the sound of his daughter's cry. Recalling the chilling incident, he said, when I came downstairs, you were facing into the kitchen. The oven had just been pulled open. I just froze. I'm guessing he was talking to the child at that point, because that was really confusing that it became second person.
Yeah.
Kenny says he questioned whether he was, quote, losing his mind over the freaky incident. Quote, whatever was going on in that house, it exposed itself to me, he said, but was still skeptical about it. Exposed itself. As the weeks... It's just a ghost with like the trench coat, you know?
Yeah.
That's like an 80s trope we saw on movies and TV all the time that's totally gone now. The flasher.
It's okay that it's gone, I think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was literally that it was a pervert.
Yeah.
You know, so, although Observe and Report had the flasher in that. which was pretty solid. Quote, as the weeks went on, the poltergeist activity got worse. It went on a long time, he said.
Yeah.
He continued, it was slamming of doors, and there's a room upstairs, part studio, part office, and the flooring in there wasn't carpet. I changed it to Amtico flooring. Ooh, is that bad?
I don't know what Amtico.
Amtico?
It's probably like a brand name of something that I'm not familiar with because it's, because it's British.
Harsh but fair. Luxury vinyl flooring.
Yeah, just say LVP or whatever.
I think he wanted to sound special.
Yes.
He wanted to flex. You'd hear the chair, the wheels on the office chair across the room, and you would go up. It would be in another position. I mean, I get that this is just the cadence at which he spoke, but it is very confusing sometimes.
I would not go up. That was you. It was you. It was not me.
That was me?
No.
Oh.
It was them.
Oh.
Maybe? I'm confused.
The doors in Kenny's home were fire-rated solid wood doors, saying they were really heavy. Quote, there was one night I was sleeping downstairs. My wife was pregnant with our second child, he said, adding, it was there one night. I was reading a book and the door just went bang. Just smashed. My wife came down and said, why did you slam the door? Angela is in bed. And I said, I didn't slam it. I was in bed. It sounds like he just is trying to cover for the fact that he was slamming doors, I
mean, maybe the door's not balanced, so it's slammed because it's very heavy.
Oh yeah, or there's a problem with the things. The hinges are off, and you need to add some tension to the hinges to keep the door from closing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a whole YouTube video on how to. I'm gonna rehang my doors in a week or two. I kind of want to repaint my back door and my front door.
You should
just strip it and paint it. I want it to be orange.
I know you do. You should do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah,
right now.
Oh, but we're in the middle of a show.
Right now, stop.
Oh,
we're not doing the show anymore. Go paint your door.
Oh man. The doors in Kenny's home. Oh, I read that part. My initial reaction was, is that the best you've got? When I looked into it, they've got 20 moves they can make. They range from noises, cold drafts, all the way up to physical violence, scratching and hair pulling. Another common one is choking. We had the first 10 to 12 moves that these poltergeists do. He spelled poltergeist weird too.
Uh-huh. So
Kenny, I don't know what's up with that.
I think he's saying that he knows as poltergeist they could do all of these things, and they've had 12 of them done. But not even the ones that are that bad. But I don't know. I'm confused.
This is confusing. As much as I would expect from 90s celebrity story about his haunted house.
Yeah.
I didn't have high hopes for it, to be honest. And it ends with plugging his some kind of special reunion show or something.
But, I mean, yeah, of course it does.
Which I won't be reading. Actually, wow, it's more than the last line. It's like a third of this is him plugging stuff, which is not shocking. Yeah. Oh yeah. But Kenny was unsure whether the house had trapped recordings of previous residents or whether their spirits were trapped in the house and hadn't been able to move on to their next life. Quote, this one I couldn't deny. It was real, he said, adding, I made contact with people I knew, and I was introduced to an exorcist who was a priest of Westminster Diocese and a very experienced man. I like it's just a very experienced man.
Yes, yes.
Not a very experienced priest, but just a very experienced man.
He's an older guy. He had a lot of experiences.
Yeah, seasoning.
Yeah.
Despite his initial skepticism, Kenny later acknowledged that the poltergeist was very, very real. A neighbor who had seen the house from the day it was built later confirmed to Kenny that while nobody had died in the house, she wasn't surprised by ghostly activity. If I said, hey, nobody ever died there, my next line would be, I am surprised by ghostly activity.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe somebody
no one died there.
Yeah. Maybe people died on the property and they just didn't put that in the article.
I don't know. But I'm going to stop there because I'm not reading his long plug about his special tour. That's all they gave us. It didn't even talk about how the exorcism went.
Oh.
I'm looking through. It doesn't even say. Man, mirror.co.uk never disappoints in that it always disappoints.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the life and death of the USS Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and
Sorry.
you're going to learn something today.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay, fine. Michelle, do you want to try to guess what happened other than sinking to the USS Indianapolis? I can give you a hint if you want.
So, do you mean before it sank or after it sank?
After it sank is probably the most famous thing.
Like it filled with water and everyone died?
Not everybody died. They have lifeboats and stuff. I mean, this is a naval warship.
Oh, so it filled with water and some people didn't die because they escaped on the lifeboats?
I mean, that is the broad strokes of it, yes.
That's all I got. Give me a clue.
No. Well, I mean, it was World War II.
Okay, so it got exploded.
Wait, was it World War II? Yeah, World War II. So for a second, I was like, wait, no, yeah, it has to be because it was in the South Pacific.
Okay.
That's what I got for you, man.
Oh, so it got hit by a thing, and then it sunk, and now it's gone forever.
I can't believe you've never heard about this. Okay,
I might have.
Oh, no. Once we start talking, I bet you have. You just didn't know the name. So this is from PacificWarMuseum.org.
Oh.
And this was actually published just July of last year. So it's a pretty new piece about the USS Indianapolis. I thought it'd be a good pick for Memorial Day.
That makes sense.
It's a pretty harrowing story. And it's by Margaret Dudley. The demise of the USS Indianapolis is one of the worst naval tragedies in United States history. In July of 1945, with a crew of 1,197, Indy embarked from Guam to Leyte. Leyte, is that how you say it? Leyte, Leyte?
I don't know.
Why do I not know how to say that? The amount of random places I have to know how to pronounce for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Leyte. Although I did Maumee, Ohio, and Google said it was Maumee was how you said it. So then I posted that video and everybody corrected me. I was like, God damn it, I tried. I even tried. I didn't just guess. Anyway, it's Leyte.
Leyte? Okay.
Embarked from Guam for Leyte, they would never reach the destination. Just after midnight on the 30th of July, the ship was spotted by the Japanese submarine I-58 and torpedoed, sinking in less than 12 minutes.
That seems bad.
Just wait.
Okay.
After 5 days in the water, only 316 men survived. While this is the end of Indy's story, the story of the USS Indianapolis began years earlier and includes a long history of distinguished service and a spirit of perseverance, determination, and bravery that her crew demonstrated even to the very end. Are they really burying the lead here?
I'm so confused. I mean, so far this is exactly what I said happened.
Oh, wow, they're not going to go into it very much.
Oh.
Well, okay, so I'm not going to spoil. Well, I should just tell you. So one of the things that made this particularly brutal was at one point in the 5 days they were stuck at sea, they started getting attacked by swarms of sharks.
Oh.
It was really brutal.
Oh, that's sad.
That's the scene in Jaws, the Quint, the fisherman. He says he was on the USS Indianapolis and watched sharks attacking people. So... But I mean, there's more to it than just the sharks, though. It's just a harrowing, terrifying thing that happened. Them being stuck at sea for 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like, I could do 10. I don't care.
I mean, I'm not sure. So they were stuck at sea after they had been hit?
After they've been sunk.
Oh, so they were sunk? Oh, so like the survivors were stuck at sea?
They were floating on pieces of wreckage and what was left of lifeboats.
Okay, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
Finally!
I was confused!
I thought this was the fun kind of your ship got sunk by a submarine.
Yeah. Missile. Well, you said it got sunk, but then you said that they were at sea for 5 days, so I was confused.
That's because that's awful. Being at sea with no boat for 5 days?
Well, I thought maybe they still had the boat, and it took 5 days to sink, even though you said it was only 13 minutes.
13 minutes?
Didn't
for the boat to sink. Yeah. That's in the quote.
Yeah.
Well, that's for the actual sinking, yeah.
Yeah. I'm so confused.
Salty Chell is alive and well, kids. The USS Indianapolis was laid down at Camden, New Jersey on the 31st of March, 1930. She was launched in November 1931 and commissioned the following year at Philadelphia Naval Yard.
Yay.
Portland, look, all that, Jersey and Philly. Mm-hmm. The Portland-class cruiser was built under the restrictions of the Washington Naval Treaty, which placed limitations on naval construction. To comply with the demands of the treaty without reducing firepower, ships like Indianapolis were often constructed without most of their torpedo shielding.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Thus, Indy had plenty of guns, but less armor. Uh-oh. Even so, she was an impressive ship, so much so that she eventually became the flagship of the Fifth Fleet during World War II and became the welcomed president and before that, welcomed President Franklin D. Roosevelt himself on more than one occasion.
Yay.
Indianapolis had her first experience hosting Roosevelt in February of 1933, less than 6 months after her commissioning, when she transported him from Maine to Maryland. As war tensions continued to rise, Indianapolis and her crew trained to prepare themselves for the outbreak of hostilities. This eventually occurred in December 1941 while Indy was performing bombing exercises at Johnson Island. She quickly returned home and joined Task Force 11 at Pearl Harbor. From there, Indianapolis began racking up battle stars for her valiant service, beginning in the Bougainville campaign and Salamaua raid in February and March of 1942. After her service in the Aleutian, I actually do know how to say Aleutian Islands area, for which she received another battle star, Indianapolis became the flagship of the Fifth Fleet, commanded by Admiral Raymond Spruance and an Indianapolis native. Oh, that's fun. It was commanded by somebody from Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Indy's other battle stars included action in the Marshall and Mariana Islands, including the capture of Tinian and the pre-invasion and support operations for the Iwo Jima campaign. She played a vital role in the assault and occupation of the island before being called away to participate in the bombardment of the Japanese home islands. After several days, the Indianapolis was again pulled out for yet another mission, the pre-invasion bombardment of Okinawa. So this ship was very busy in the Pacific Theater during, I think that term was used in World War II.
What, busy?
Pacific Theater? You're mean. Yes. You're picking on me. You know I'm all flibbity gibbet to quote my Aunt Betty.
You're doing fine, and Pacific Theater was used.
How do you know?
I don't. I'm just helping.
You're like, I know everything about World War II because if it wasn't for World War II, my beloved anime would not exist.
I mean, yeah. It would exist. It would just be very different.
It wouldn't exist.
It would exist.
It would not exist, man.
Oh.
Sorry. Just telling it like it is. But when we get back, we're going to talk about the beginnings of the sinking of the Indianapolis and the crew's valiant struggle to survive right after this. We're back helping school Michelle on history involving the USS Indianapolis. Where's your notepad? You're supposed to be taking notes. There's a test.
You can't see it. I'm taking notes.
I know I won't win if I challenge you, so I'm not going to try.
I mean, I could lift up this notepad right here, and it might say something on it.
But it's from all the way over there. How is that?
Oh, Well, I put it there while we were on break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you just, whoops, my webcam is too low quality for you to be able to tell what's on this notepad.
Yeah,
but,
I'll just keep moving it around. Yeah.
Indy's crew helped to rain ammunition down on the island of Okinawa for a full week to soften it up for the invasion forces. The day before the planned invasion, the 31st of March, 1945, a Japanese kamikaze plane set its sights on the Indianapolis.
Oh, no.
The pilot flew towards the ship, keeping the plane aligned so that the crew couldn't see the attacker against the blinding sun until it was too late.
Damn.
That's clever.
Mm-hmm.
One brave gunner managed to get off a few shots, but the plane dropped its bomb and crashed into the sea. The bomb went straight through the ship's steel decks and exploded underwater. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it punched a hole right through the ship and exploded underneath it.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably better, maybe? Hopefully?
Maybe.
The bomb went straight through, incidentally, had the Indianapolis been constructed with the usual torpedo shielding, the armor-piercing bomb would have likely detonated inside the ship, killing many people and possibly the Indianapolis herself.
Just like you just said.
This is a good article. It's not mirror.co.uk, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Although Indy suffered a list, her crew managed to dog or seal the ship's hatches to prevent flooding. 9 people were killed in the attack and given a burial at sea. After a brief emergency patch-up at the Kurama Reto off Okinawa, Indy limped back to the United States on her own power for repairs. So a pretty formidable ship.
Yeah.
And it gets even more intense because its next mission is pretty serious.
Yeah.
Indianapolis spent weeks undergoing a complete overhaul at Mare Island Naval Yard. While repairs were underway, the cruiser was chosen for a top-secret mission, transporting the components of the uranium bomb to the American base in Tinian.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew about this, but they used an atomic bomb in World War II on Japan.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard about that.
You're like, that doesn't sound right. I think you're mistaken.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis was chosen simply because she was available at the time and no one on the ship knew what their mysterious mission was really about, although many of the crew placed bets. That sounds like naval people I've known. Mm-hmm. They'd be betting on it.
Yeah. I wonder how many people bet it was like something that could blow them up really easily.
I'm sure some people were like, it's big bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Giant bomb. And then it's like, haha, you didn't even know how big of a bomb yet. Captain McVeigh was given his orders to travel to Hunter's Point to load a secret cargo, then refuel at Pearl Harbor and make all speed for Tinian. The cargo consisted of a crate which was placed in one of the ship's empty hangars and welded to the floor.
Wow.
That would make people wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And a steel canister that was accompanied by 2 somewhat suspicious Army artillery officers.
Oh, wow.
The officers were really radiologists, James Nolan and engineer Robert Furman, 2 men who worked on the top-secret Manhattan Project. The canister contained uranium-235 for what would become the little boy bomb dropped on Hiroshima just a few weeks later.
Wow.
I mean, I think that's pretty fascinating.
It is.
And why would you tell them, you're transporting like a thing to be used to make the biggest bomb ever known to humankind?
Because it would be fun. And then you could talk to them about it.
For the lulls?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the moment that radiologist got drunk, he was like, let me tell you what's in that crate. I don't know. That's what drunk people sound like, I assume.
Yeah.
On 16 July 45th, Indianapolis set off for her mission. The ship set a speed record on the trip from California to Pearl Harbor, which remains unbroken.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising.
I really want to get that off the ship. Yeah.
During the refueling stop in Hawaii, one crewman radio technician, second class Clarence Donner, was ordered to officer candidate school and by a great stroke of luck left the ship before it got underway for Tinian. The rest of the crew raced at an average speed of 29 knots to the Marianas and unloaded the mystery cargo and the 2 artillery officers under the observation of many admirals and high-ranking military officials. None of the crew could fathom what could be so important until weeks later.
Oh, you don't know that they couldn't fathom it.
I would be pretty nervous if I was working on a naval ship and we arrive at this tiny port somewhere near where the war is being fought and it's just all admirals and political leaders. I'd be like, my first guess though, for the record, I would guess Hitler was in the crate. I'd be like, is it Hitler? Is Hitler in this crate? It's Hitler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alive or dead, doesn't matter. It's Hitler, isn't it?
He's in the crate. I was going to say Cryptid, but I guess it can be Hitler.
It could be the Hitler Cryptid.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to
hasn't
switch
dropped
it out.
yet. Yeah. Switch it out. From Tinian, Indy traveled to Guam, where Captain McVeigh hoped to secure some training for his crew. Wow, that's harsh. Just look at your crew like, you guys need training. It's like, we just broke a naval record. And they're like, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Don't want y'all resting on your laurels. I almost went with a pirate voice, which now I kind of wish I had.
Yeah.
Yar, I'm Captain McVeigh of the USS Indianapolis. Actually, okay. Many of the men were brand new and in desperate need of training that had been put off by their hasty departure from California. Guam no longer offered the training McVeigh wanted, but the captain was assured that arrangements would be made for gunnery practice upon their arrival at Leyte. That's not good.
No. This is why you don't get training.
Ever. Yeah.
Because if you just die instead.
See, at first I thought your point was going to be that the lack of training is why there was so much problems. But no, you're saying it was the desire for training caused everything.
Exactly.
Okay. I respect that. I respect that. Indianapolis was quite used to traveling without an escort, having done so many times, but the captain asked the island's commander if there happened to be other ships traveling to Leyte at the same time. The commander said no, and Captain McVeigh thought nothing else of it. The next morning, Saturday, 28th of July, the Indianapolis began her fateful journey to the Philippines. The following day, they passed an unidentified LST known to be LST 779. What's LST?
Didn't they say it was unidentified?
Yeah, but what does LST stand for?
But then how come they identified it? I don't know.
LSTs served across the globe. What? What does LST stand for? Local service tax. Thank you. It corrected WW2 to W2. That's why it said that. LST is a landing ship tank. Oh, okay. So like those things that they, you see open up on the beaches of Normandy.
Okay.
In movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Known as LST 779, now known to be LST 779.
Okay.
So it was unidentified at the time.
At the time.
And established a brief contact before moving on to allow the little ship to conduct its own firing exercises. This was the last friendly ship ever to make contact with the USS Indianapolis.
Aww.
And we'll get into the harrowing elements right after this. Let's jump back into the USS Indianapolis. The ship had been zigzagging, a maneuver designed to avoid torpedoes since Guam. Previously assured before departure that there were no submarines and active submarines in the area of Indy's route, Captain McVeigh ceased zigzagging on the night of the 29th June due to poor visibility. Unbeknownst to the Indianapolis crew, Japanese submarine I-58 under the command of Mochitsura Hashimoto, I think I said that, Mochitsura Hashimoto, that sounds right.
Yeah.
You're the one who wants to learn to speak Japanese. I was hoping for a little help from you.
I think there's like a. I think your accenting is wrong, but that's okay.
Mochitsura Hashimoto?
Yeah, you're accenting the 2 instead of the 1.
Well, then say it. Say it the right way.
I need to see the first word because the first
Mochitsura.
I can't.
Mochitsura?
Mochitsura?
Mochitsura. That sounds right. That sounds Japanese. Fine.
Mochitsura?
Mochitsura Hashimoto.
I think.
You see what I put up with, everybody? Well, they were patrolling nearby and spotted the cruiser just before midnight. Commander Hashimoto originally thought Indy was a battleship and was perplexed by her lack of an escort, but ordered torpedoes at the ready. He performed a few calculations, ensuring a hit even if the ship began to zigzag, and gave the order to fire 6 torpedoes. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of torpedoes.
I don't know how many torpedoes is the normal amount of torpedoes.
It's fair. Within a few minutes, just after midnight on the 30th of July, 2 of these torpedoes slammed into Indy's starboard side. Aboard the cruiser, the explosions rocked the ship. Men were thrown from their bunks, tossed across the room, or jolted 15 feet in the air by the force.
Oh.
That is a lot of force.
Yeah, that's a lot of feet.
Well, I mean, if there were 1,100 whatever men, that means there's 2,200 and some feet on the ship.
That's true. That's
or foots, if you prefer foots.
I guess we can do foots.
One man who had abandoned the hot and stuffy interior to sleep on deck near the front of the ship said that the bow practically fell away in an instant. Water poured in through the gaping holes in the starboard side, and Indy began to list. Captain McVeigh, instantly awakened by the explosions, initially believed they could stop the flooding just as they had in Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
The crew manned their general quarters stations, but it quickly became clear there was nothing anyone could do.
Oh.
Imagine, and honestly, imagine like you almost sank once before too. Like that's, I don't know, like psychologically, you know, like you had what, because most of these people were newer.
Mm-hmm.
So they had what they thought was like the worst thing that could ever happen when the
Mm-hmm.
bomb went right through the ship. And now it's like, no, you just flat out got hit by torpedoes and you're sinking. Like there's no turning this one around. Ugh, it's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
With the ship's communications out, McVeigh ordered the abandoned ship order passed on by word of mouth.
Oh.
Like
That's
playing
rough.
like playing telephone.
Except
We have to abandon ship. We have to abandon ship. By the end of it, it's like we have to eat fish and shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And that's exactly what they did.
Oh, that sounds so good. I'm hungry. Okay, leave me alone. Some men had jumped already, but hundreds more followed suit, most grabbing one of the many life jackets on deck before plunging into the oil-coated water. Oh, were there not lifeboats, or were there just very few?
I don't know.
Or were they destroyed? I didn't even think about that, because the starboard side is probably where the lifeboats are, maybe. The cruiser rolled onto its side, and many crew, including the captain, climbed over the rail and walked down the side of the ship before stepping into the water. The screws sorry?
That must have been like really disturbing, like just walking off the side of the ship. Yeah.
Oh, no, it'd be very, like, I imagine the only reason you wouldn't be like, whoa, is the adrenaline would probably cancel that out and make you just go foot, next foot, next foot.
Yeah.
Adrenaline's good like that.
Mm-hmm.
Adrenaline's real good at reminding you foot and then next foot and then foot and then next foot. In my experience, anyway.
I guess. I don't know.
The screws or propellers rose into the air for just a few moments before sinking beneath the waves and disappearing. The USS Indianapolis sank in less than 12 minutes, taking over 300 crew with her, leaving almost 900 men stranded in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
The story of the Indianapolis crew's 5 horrific days in the water is well known, although often with popular rumors clouding the true facts. Contrary to the testimony of Captain Quint from the movie Jaws, sharks played a minimal role in the deaths of the crewmen at sea, although they fed on many of the bodies after the men had died.
I mean, that makes sense. It's easier to feed on dead people.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just saw the movie Deep Water, and that's what the sharks... It was a plane crash in the ocean, and that's what the sharks went after first, was the dead bodies floating around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that... I mean, I get, that it's a very exciting concept, the idea, and then they were attacked by sharks. It's a very, wild concept. But for the people there who were, holding on for dear life and just watching sharks, eating the bodies of their crewmates all around them, that sounds like hell on earth. I mean, that sounds so unbelievably terrifying.
Yeah, it really does.
You know, even if the sharks literally never attacked a single living person, just that image would make me, I would be scared out of my mind. I would be positive, what if they're still hungry when they're done? What if more come? I find this to be truly, truly mortifying.
Mm-hmm.
So, more than 100 men died on the first night in the water from injuries suffered during the torpedo attack. Over the next few days, more survivors succumbed mostly to exposure and saltwater-induced illness, although shark attacks did claim the lives of some. Severe dehydration set in, and hallucinations and extreme thirst drove men to drink the ocean water, which exacerbated their condition and killed many. Some men simply gave up hope and quietly drowned.
Oh.
The crew was strung out in groups of varying sizes across miles of ocean, and these groups floated further away as the wind and waves drove them apart over the next few days. Few of them knew how many others had survived, if indeed anyone else had survived. That's terrifying too.
Yeah.
You're getting separated, and it's at the moment they're out of sight, it's are they all dead? Nearly everybody else is dead.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it was days on the water, I know war is hell, but usually, once a cruiser sunk, even the enemy would inform, if there's a ton of survivors, would inform their enemy. Not always, though.
Nice.
I mean, but I mean, generally, literally, they talked about the boat had less shielding because of a agreement in war, which to me is wild too. That it's let's have some rules while we kill each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just terrifying. And I would just assume, being there after 2 days, I would think, oh, then nobody is literally ever coming if nobody's come yet.
Yeah.
Those who were still able to hope continued to tell themselves that surely tomorrow help would arrive. Someone had to be looking for them. Unfortunately for the Indianapolis crew, no one ever received their distress signal, nor was anyone expecting them at Leyte until the 31st of July. That's a month!
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that they sank on the 30th of June.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. Wait.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I misread that.
Oh, sorry.
That was really exciting too, but I was wrong. 20th of July is when they began their journey. So if they were expecting them on the 31st, it was not. Oh, it was not uncommon for combat ships to be rerouted from their original assignments. And since Indianapolis was the flagship for Admiral Spruance, no one thought much about it when the cruiser failed to arrive on schedule. Okay.
Okay.
Well, at first, with the context, I was like, wait, did I read June? In fact, the Indianapolis was never actually reported missing.
Wow.
Even if it had, it would have been too late for many of them who died before their reported arrival time, almost 2 days after the ship was sunk. No one was looking for the crew of the Indianapolis.
Oh.
On that note, we're going to take a break and come back, and maybe the story will get a little bit happier, but I know Michelle would like it to not.
Yeah.
Right after this. Eventually, help did come for the USS Indianapolis. Thank goodness. Well, for the crew of the ship because the ship was gone.
Ship. Oh.
Well, now it's in Camden, which isn't that much better than... What, you want to go live in Camden?
No, I was agreeing with you.
I was going to say, I feel like of all of East Coast places, we see eye to eye on Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because Cherry Hill has some spots that are okay.
Yeah, of course
and then
it
there's
does.
Camden.
Yeah.
Yet, help did finally come after the Indianapolis crew had been in the water for over 3 days.
Okay.
On the 2nd of August, Navy pilot Chuck Gwynn was traveling over the Pacific on a routine patrol flight. During that flight, he moved to the back of his aircraft to fix an antenna when he looked down at the ocean below and spotted a large oil slick.
Oh.
Then he noticed the objects in the water and realized they were people. Gwynn immediately radioed back to his base that there were ducks on the pond, or men in the water, and all available craft were ordered to the rescue.
Good.
Aircraft and warships raced toward the coordinates Gwynn sent out. The Indianapolis had sunk so quickly that many men who had been asleep had no time to dress, and the men were naked or half dressed and covered in oil when their rescuers fished them out of the water. I'm just saying, sounds like cope. I think they made up that part. They were like, oh yeah, no, it happened, and we were like, we didn't have time to get dressed.
Yeah, we weren't doing anything. We were just hanging out. I think
there's a whole other reason why they were naked and oiled up. And I'm not saying anything perverted. I'm saying that they were dehydrated and in the sun and scared for days.
Fine.
I mean, I'm okay, fine. If you want to judge them, you can go right ahead.
I wasn't going to judge them.
I think you were going to judge them.
No, I think they can do whatever they want and it's fine.
Okay. That wasn't the tone you were giving before, but all right. It took almost 2 days to find all of the survivors.
Oh, jeez.
Of the 197 crewmen, only 320 men were found alive, and 4 of these died after rescue.
Yeah.
The men were taken to hospitals to recover, finally saved from their nightmarish ordeal. I don't know. Like, to me, this is the kind of thing that I'll actually, like, if I'm driving somewhere. You ever drive somewhere and you don't put on music because you're like, it's going to be like a really quick drive?
No.
You always have music on?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I drive places and I'll drive in silence, and this is the kind of thing I think about.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine just like, what would it be like? How would I feel? How would I survive it? How would I handle it?
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know, the definition of mortifying to me.
Yeah, I think you could do it.
Thanks, pal. I mean, I can kind of swim, so there's that.
And you might have a life vest on, too.
Yeah, see, now you're being positive, and I appreciate that.
Yay.
Even if it's a lie.
No.
The story of the USS Indianapolis did not end there.
Oh.
After the war, Captain McVeigh was court-martialed for the loss of his ship. What?
That seems mean.
The trial invited national scandal by bringing Commander Hashimoto to the United States to testify against McVeigh.
What?
Although Hashimoto and others insisted that it would have made no difference, McVeigh was convicted of hazarding his ship by failing to zigzag.
Wow.
I mean, in hindsight, that wasn't a great call, but but he claimed that visibility was low. I mean, what if they had hit something?
Well, then the same thing would have happened.
Maybe. Of course, they weren't expecting there to be... He was told that there were no submarines in that area.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, isn't it the point of when you're doing war stuff to be not detected by the other peoples?
You'd think that, but it's not exactly like playing Battleship. Which, by the way, we should play Battleship over the phone or something.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we could do that, I guess.
I wonder if there's a way to do that. I know there's a way on iPhones, but you don't have an iPhone.
No.
Good times. Anyway, Sorry, I'm the worst. Wow. Many families of the crewmen lost at sea. Wait, hold on. I just had a thought though.
Hmm.
Hashimoto and others insisted that it would have made no difference. Of course, Hashimoto insisted it would have made no difference. He's like, I would have been able to hit the ship no matter what.
Yeah,
I was the best general in that war that I just lost.
Yeah.
Awkward. Many families of the crewmen lost at sea blamed McVeigh for the loss of their loved ones, and the captain received hate mail from these families until he eventually took his own life in November of 1968.
No.
The surviving crew fought for years to get their captain exonerated.
Good.
That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that his crew cared even after everything.
Yeah.
Enlisting the help of Captain William Toti, commander of the submarine USS Indianapolis. Oh, okay, so they made a submarine with that name.
Mm-hmm.
They finally succeeded in clearing Captain McVeigh's name and expunging the court-martial from his record in 2001.
That's nice.
It's at least a little bit of happy that they fought for his honor later on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was dead already, and the damage had already been done. But
wow. So what you're saying is they all should have just shut up and done something else and forgot about it?
I mean, I was gonna say, but it's still nice.
Guys. Oh, you were gonna say it? I don't think you were gonna say that.
Maybe.
Oh boy. The wreck site of the USS Indianapolis eluded underwater archaeologists for decades. It was finally discovered by the crew of the research vessel Petrel in August of 2017, more than 72 years after the ship sank beneath the waves and disappeared. By then, most of the survivors had passed away, but a few of them were able to hear the news their ship had finally been found. Her discovery gave closure to some families of the lost at sea crewmen, although a few were concerned that what the Navy would do with the remains of the ship and her crewmen. The wreck is now considered a gravesite, the final resting place of around 300 men who never made it off the ship. It also serves as a kind of memorial for the nearly 600 other men who never made it out of the water. The discovery of the shipwreck finishes the story of the final voyage of the USS Indianapolis, a horrific and tragic end to a vessel and crew that served their country with strength, commitment, and valor to the very end.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I know it was a sad story, but I thought that was a solid pick for Memorial Day. Okay, so, man, I mean, what a story.
Yeah, and
sincerely.
Yeah. Those
You're
poor
like, yeah,
everybody.
what a horrible thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chell.
It's okay.
Man, you are on one tonight.
No.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up this month's Monthly Spooky with some conversation about some very interesting, fun, and truly scary horror movies in the theater, as well as Michelle's best of Reddit creepiness. Right after this. And we're wrapping up this May 2026 edition of Monthly Spooky with 3 pretty solid horror offerings in the theater that I went to see. I'll start with one that I just referenced, Deepwater, the one about the airplane crash in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It was an action-packed, silly, fun ride with some really good suspense. It, I think, is already out of the theater. It flopped hard, but I enjoyed it. I really did. At first, I was like, is this even a horror movie? But then it got really brutal. And I was like, yeah, it's a horror movie. We're just going to, it was definitely gruesome and grotesque in that way. Same day, I saw a film called Hokum, which I was very curious about because the title, Hokum, it's old style slang for BS or made up or pretend or whatever. And it didn't really play like a major part, the term hokum. He does say hokum at one point when they talk about ghosts in this hotel he's staying at. He just says hokum. But it's a classic haunting story with revenge and murder, and the atmosphere was solid. It takes place at a hotel out in the countryside of Ireland. And I found it to be very creepy and very satisfying. Like, it was a fun, scary ghost story that really dragged you in and made you worried for the human characters. So I really liked Hokum. This year has been a really good year for scary movies in the theater. Not just horror movies, but I mean movies that like made me creeped out. Because we had this, we had The Undertone, really good stuff. And then a couple nights ago, I saw the brand new film Obsession, which is, why is your face like that?
I was trying to think if I've heard of that. I don't know.
Yeah. It's become kind of big because some people have tried to politicize it, which I think is probably not fair to the movie. But it's basically a be careful what you wish for story. I kept hearing, I think I liked it, but I felt a little underwhelmed, but I think I was oversold because people friends were coming out of the woodwork saying like, it's brilliant, it's unbelievable, da, 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 da. And I watched it, I was like, oh, this is like a really cool, clever, be careful what you wish for story. Like, I mean, like, to be honest, like, the twists it took were really good, but the concept was it's been done.
Yeah.
Because basically a guy wishes for a girl he wants to date. He wishes that she would love him, to quote, more than anyone in the world.
Yeah.
And then she starts terrorizing him because she will never let him alone and stuff. And the way they did it was great. They did some really clever and wild stuff, but it was still a be careful if you wish for it story. And I mean, I've seen stories where they've done that, but it's like the woman or man that they put that spell on or whatever, like eats them and stuff. Like, so it didn't even go like as crazy in that way, but it had a lot of great shocks, some great jump scares. There was only one part that really kind of irked me, because at one point when she was going crazy, doing all the crazy things she was doing, she said like, this is what you wished for. And they had never before and never after suggested that she knew about the wish.
Yeah,
which made
weird.
Which made me wonder if it's a benevolent spirit acting out his wish versus it actually being like a compulsion that you can't predict. They also did one thing that was interesting, which was that the actual woman, his actual friend, would like occasionally come out and be like, help, help, help. Like I'm trapped. And then it would be back to the woman who's obsessed with him. Like she was hidden and buried. I liked that, but that was that one part where I was like, why would she say you wished for this? Like, why would she know?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, yeah. So it made me, the rest of the movie, I was wondering, like, is this weird wish thing just like an evil entity that just like carries out your wish? Because the way he gets the wish is literally like a toy from the 1960s that you just like crack it open. It's called a one wish willow. It's a willow stick you break and you make a wish. You can only make one in your life. And like he goes on Reddit and literally people are like, it doesn't work. It absolutely works. It's a total fraud. It doesn't work. It works amazingly. And then some people go like, it's a Mandela effect. Like it was really a funny moment when he's trying to research it. But yeah, it was a really solid movie though. I just wasn't quite as like shocked and blown away as everybody around me seemed to be, but I really did like it and I'd really recommend going to see it in the theater.
Cool.
So, Chell, what do you got for us in the land of Reddit?
I had some trouble. I kept finding things that are not very interesting, mostly, or that it was like,
damn you, Reddit.
Yeah, I feel like I've been to this place before. It's like, okay, but I don't know how I can talk about that.
I mean, you can just say that we came up with Bupkis and then make one up off the top of your head.
No, I don't want to lie. Well, I mean, oh yeah, I guess I could.
That wouldn't be lying at all.
No, it wouldn't be lying. No, so there was one that's kind of okay. Where there's this woman, maybe, and she has her niece over sometimes. They like live in a different city. So her niece is coming to stay. I think they're like, teenagers, like older teenagers. And her niece brought her friend and they were there for a couple days and then they left. And her niece like called her and was like, oh no, my friend left her hair straightener. Can you find it? And like they see each other like once a month. So she was going to go like the next month. So it was like, can you find it? And then bring it next month when you come. So the poster was like, sure, finds a hair straightener, It's like just on her son's bed, and puts it like on a shelf because, so that she'll get it next time when they're going to go. So she's getting ready to go a month later, and she can't find the hair straightener anywhere. And she's like, fuck, like somebody moved it. Now I don't know where it is, and I gotta go, and I can't take the straightener. So she goes, and she tells her niece, like, I'm really sorry, I couldn't find the straightener. And niece is like, oh no, like, she ended up finding it, like, in a drawer, so it's fine. So what happened to the straightener?
I mean, that is a very classic glitch in the Matrix type thing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had this buddy named James, and we used to hang out and like we'd do like nerdy stuff, like we'd play video games or like we'd LAN our computers and play video games or whatever. And one time we were both looking for the remote control to the TV. We couldn't find it, so we were both looking. And he had made a comment about like, because I was like, I swear, wasn't it over here somewhere? He's like, I thought it fell off the bed over here. And he had joked like, what if we just both turned around and we both found it? And then like one of them just evaporated.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's how that feels. So that one I couldn't explain, other than, I mean, maybe she already had a hair straightener, because the hair straightener, as far as we know, wasn't confirmed to actually be the other person's hair straightener. Or maybe she dreamed it.
Yeah, I was thinking more like she dreamed it and she really thought that she like put it there, but she didn't because it wasn't really there.
Yeah. See, the only difference is in my world, I would have dreamed the request to get it too. I would have dreamed it would have been whole cloth dreamed up.
Yes. And then you say, "Oh, I couldn't even find it," and she's like, "What?"
And then they just are like, "We're not friends anymore." And I'm like, "Why, Michelle? Why are you so mean to me?" And then it'd be the end. And then also, why do you need a hair straightener anyway?
I don't know.
That one's pretty good. I mean, that's a classic kind of odd Reddit question, you know? Did people ask if she has a carbon monoxide detector?
Not for this one, but they did say that because like the hair straightener was in a case. And so she remembered like the really bright case and stuff. And so they said maybe there wasn't actually a hair straightener in the case. But half of it was see-through. So she saw the hair straightener in it. So
that almost seems too perfect. Well, thank you, Michelle, for making sure we know what's going on in Reddit, for having your thumb on that pulse.
Wow. Sure.
So, well, before we take off here, I just want to say thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Monthly Spooky. I've really enjoyed it. I always enjoy getting to sit down with Michelle, no matter how mean she is to me, and do a show where we talk about some spooky, creepy things and hopefully have some laughs along the way, and get gobsmacked by how incredibly bad mirror.co.uk is at everything. I mean, everything except shameless. No, they're bad at shameless promotions. We don't even read them. We get so annoyed. We're like, wow, this promotion's so shameless. I'm not even going to try to make content.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And a reminder, if you haven't checked out episode 400, Final Broadcast, please give it a listen. I'm really, really proud of it. And don't forget, we have a summer Stripfield mini-series coming in the month of June for you to enjoy. So, and there's a little something releasing on Thursdays now. So yes, we publish 7 days a week. It's a new thing I'm trying out. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. Email me at weeklyspooky@gmail.com. Thursday Thrills is what it's called and what it is. So for now, we're going to get out of here and see you next month right here. Michelle, final word.
I feel bad now because I'm too mean.